out there. Yago with sliver of health and nameless AGAL from afar, cutting down the distance, slowly catching up with them. And perhaps this third party can allow SHUL to pull in a couple of revives.
Let's see if Bunny can make that rescue mission happen. MT7 could get pushed right now by Twisted Minds. Bob wants to provide long-range support, but he's getting pinned down as well. Twisted Minds with the pieces in place, getting knocked down from afar. Is Bob delivering on the platter? Twisted Minds stopped in their tracks.
Yeah, you sit on my shoulder, buddy. I'll pick you right up. Diamond brought right back in here by the Bass, and Bob's caught out. Diamond, beautiful play off the top, the 10. M24 in hand, but Xforzy looking for the vending machine. And Butch is in. Will be able to take him away. The guard of the vending machine failed on his mission, and Twisted Minds don't get to take the squad out of the equation just yet.
A big clutch there from Butcherson. But earlier on, when we saw BRU get wiped out, it freed up command post, so Team Apex Gaming now have full control of the southern side of the map. Lion not in a good spot as EVOS catches up to RRQ again. The rematch. The young gun of RRQ is the one that gets the drop, but EVOS prevails, and they lock in their 5th point. Now around the corner is going to be a troll that is isolated. Ray finds that finisher.
Yeah, you can't roll the one and only EVOS. 6 eliminations in hand already. Unfortunate for SHUL, they were all spread out on the battlefield. MIBR lost on the other hand, bumping into Falcons yet again. This one just does not end. Empty sexy down on the ground. Round A7 on a high ground here, has got the Winchester in hand. Pina in shooting distance in the crosshairs of Raone, but he does not get the job done. He has to be pushed off here. As on fire catches up with him, and from up top the SVD straight to the head. Raone was looking for the vending machine but prevented. And Yago's gonna turn tails here, trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. But the hit list has been bought. And MIBR with their final player, although they have the stealth bites, they're not gonna be able to get away from this. Falcons, they know exactly where he is. And this is gonna be the end for MIBR here in this lobby.
Yeah, the Red Tide Rhythm, just to confirm the elimination, Yago can hide all he wants, but there's no escaping the talents of the Falcons. MIBR lost, removed in 9th place. And that puts Loud and Twisted Minds in a comfortable spot. Both teams who have had a booyah so far now leading the pack just because BRU is not in it.
On the next update, we're gonna see Morris' capability of even avoiding the hit list. That was unfortunate, man. He tried to stay hidden, but got exposed in a totally different way. Brilliant play, brilliant strategy out of Falcons. And now, Twisted Minds versus Fluxo. Bob's MT7 as the rest of Twisted Minds use the zip line to cross the battlefield. Diamond has got MT7 in his crosshairs. MT7 on the other hand, focusing on the airdrop. They want to make sure they've got the weapons of choice to take on Twisted Minds as well as the utilities. But the Bass with the advantage, M590. Oh, needs another one. Almost messed that up. But MT7, the sniper, just could not take a decent CQC.
Yep, Twisted Minds with the daylight robbery and an extra point under their pocket. Fluxo forced to run away. Pot shots headed towards Boss. Butcherson needs to hold the forest to find an isolated Joker. But they need to secure some space at the sub for MT7 to come back into the lobby. Fluxo, surprisingly very, very spread out as a team on the southern side of the map.
If you look at this map, usually we've seen dominance out of the Thai squad so far. Falcons put it up AGAL. All of them have 1 booyah each on this Kalahari map. With Buriram out of the equation already, perhaps Falcons and AGAL will be the biggest threats later. Fluxo, on the other hand, they've got a booyah for themselves on this Kalahari map as well in their run here at EWC26. But as far as those points are concerned, they didn't really rake in a lot of eliminations. In fact, Fluxo hasn't really looked very strong on the battlefield so far as the eliminations.
Yeah, not at all. I definitely expected a bit more, but I'm looking for them to ramp up maybe game 3 and 4 onwards, right? This is the team that needs some time to warm up their engines. But one of the theme of this game is the fact that 2 of the biggest strongholds are Refinery and Command Post because of RRQ and BRU. Both of them are not in the lobby, which means that there's a lot of real estate freed up for everyone else. The game should slow down temporarily until maybe the 11th minute mark. And until then, we're going to see stragglers being picked off left and right and then brought back by the vending machine. And that means going to be some free points for the teams who manage to find these eliminations.
But he tried his best there to get to the vending machine, but unfortunately the Valiant Dash used against him. Not really to disable any of his defenses, but just to cut the distance down. And Esports is finding Jack as well. And now SHUL left with one final survivor. Can India find a way to get back into this matchup through this squad? And Team Apex Gaming, on the other hand, started off really hot up against Buriram, but they've been silent so far. AGAL finding the Brazilians. Loud, and the grenade M79 up into the top floor. Trap will be pushed down by the M590. And that starts off a big one, and that's a massive advantage because that's the player that had the M79 on the side of the Brazilian squad. Cypher traded out, deal with the shot from afar with the M82B, and they dismantle Loud with that play.
Perfect execution from AGAL. I think there was a bit of a miscom there from Loud, who tried to run down the stairs, and Trap absolutely caught out. Not really sure what the plan was, but Cypher with the great execution on the Valiant Dash sealed the deal there.
I think the play there was supposed to be the M79 to be sent down to that lower ground, and then of course those grenades to take out the players from the front lines. But unfortunately, before he could get into position, he just got shot out of the spot with the M590. Beautiful play out of Cypher there in that moment. But now Twisted Minds up against EVOS. Both these teams know each other very well from the Southeast Asian region. And it is EVOS right now leading with the eliminations as well as the utilities. Twisted Minds not too far behind them. But you look at the long reposition, that's probably, I think, Exposi trying to get into spot to see if he can flank around. AGAL watching this battle from afar as well. If Dew finds Aim God, this is going to be deadly.
Yeah, we can say the same for if Russia gets a clear shot. Diamond's already tagged out. We have Fluxo on the high ground too, so Twisted Minds not really comfortable staying out in the open at Foundation. They need to find some cover here, but with EVOS pushing in, they gotta pick the poison.
Yeah, you gotta pick the poison, man, either way. I think there's a fair chance you do not find the antidote for either one of them. More stealth bites used by Russia. He gets a easy flank around the left-hand side to find the circle first before the rest of his brothers. And the rest of the frontliners on the side of EVOS will be holding Twisted Minds back. And Russia, right after he gets into spot, he gets shot in the back by the player from the side of Fluxo, most probably MT7. EVOS calls for the Bolt Maker. Lightning zone now. Twisted Minds cannot step out into the open. Aim God with one misplay that does not manage to get the first knockdown in the Valiant Dash. Almost saving him, but it was that A124 thrill of battle that gave them the bravery to step into the battle. But Twisted Minds turning the situation around for themselves.
Yeah, and Russia needs to build his team out right now. Finds a nade and a snipe. Russia going above and beyond and putting EVOS on his back.
One more.
Exposing the bars, remainders of Twisted Minds. Russia again, the Wonder Kid with the delivery system. Can he complete the cycle here as the bars desperately bringing his teammates back with the revive? But Russia has done more than enough. It's his turn to maybe get his teammates back into the game. The bars over the glue. Whoa, the bars comes out on top.
Ah, the best, beautiful. Gets the insurance policy first on that revive, bringing Diamond back into play and then going for the shutdown. But their chances of surviving this lobby and getting a booyah is absolutely slim. The Bass is going to probably get taken out of the equation here outside the circle, tanking a lot of damage. Apex, on the other hand, right beside SHUL, who have had a full squad recovery, looking for the next zone. Can he stay a ninja? Nah, they've spotted him already, and Apex is going to get tagged up. Probably this is the end for EVOS here.
Yeah, it's either them or it's either SAUL, AGAL that takes that away. Just a free point sitting out in the open. If you are the Indian team, you definitely would want that point as you are sitting at the bottom. As we lose Twisted Minds off screen too, Apex is just trying to... I mean, he did gain an extra placement point for himself before Dew finally collects that. So we are going to go down to just 6 more teams.
AGAL as well as Fluxo, the only 2 other teams that have managed to secure a booyah on Kalahari from this EWC stage. Can they take it all the way? Lion has been fairly quiet after a few mishaps at the very start. Haven't secured a single elimination for themselves. Fluxo, on the other hand, tanking a lot of damage outside the circle. Spots out SHUL on that rotation. Jack's getting tagged up by Barros. AGAL like shooting fish in a barrel. And Fluxo wants to steal that away. MT7 knocks down Troll. He makes sure he gets the confirmation as well. AGAL getting those shots in, making sure they scare the players on the side of Fluxo back. and they're trying to keep Buddy Vincent in.
Yeah, this is a good game for Fluxo and AJL to pull ahead of the curve because some of the Apex
One
players
more.
are already out.
One more.
Cypher, can he get the snipe in? It's still again. Because some of the Apex players
more.
are already out.
One more.
Cypher, can he get the snipe in? It's still again. Because some of the Apex players
more.
are already out.
One more.
Cypher, can he get the snipe in? It's still again. Because some of the Apex players are already out.
One more.